One of the danger spots in any college football season. Ranked team against unranked opponent. And we'll see if the upset can shake up the rankings in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Kansas State Wildcats, Bill Snyder Family Stadium. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Arkansas Razorbacks, taking on the fourth-ranked team in the land, the Kansas State Wildcats. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Kansas State ready to kick it off to get things underway. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. You want to know what impact home field advantage can have? There it is. The offense will walk it back. Using his legs, it's Washington. Not much there. Picks up a couple to the 22.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Back to throw, it's Green. He's moving out of the pocket. Finds a man on the right. All the way out to the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 15.
That's a really nice looking throw, and I'll tell you, he fits in great with this offense because there's been this philosophical shift recently in the SEC offensively. It used to be you had to run the football. I formation, 3 yards in a cloud of dust if you wanted to win. But today, though, you have got to be able to throw if you're going to win. Think about all the great offensive play callers now in the SEC, all the Heisman Trophy winners that have played recently at the QB position. You got to do it through the air, and this guy in Arkansas gives them a chance.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Looking for a physical attack from the gunner. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Complete to the right. He gets it so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short.
Right there, I think you need a better play call. You got to help your quarterback out a little bit because the throw has got to at least make it to the sticks. On that last play, you're basically trusting the guy to make a few dudes miss in order to go pick up that first down. I think you need to start being a bit more aggressive here when these third downs present themselves.
They're in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, and this is why you have a prominent jawline and an urgent resolve. They'll go for it. Tries to surge ahead on the sneak.
And how nice has it been to have a big physical quarterback like this guy, right? You got 4th and short, quarterback sneak, everybody knows it, but he's just plowing into that offensive line and driving his legs, pushing forward to pick up the first down.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Steps to his left, out of the pocket. And it'll be incomplete. He got on the move trying to make something happen, but just couldn't find a man.
And the quarterback and receiver just not on the same page on that last play. Timing has got to be so critical, especially when you're throwing to the perimeter of the field. They just didn't have it there.
Just listen to the little apple. You can hear it all the way to the big apple as they try to get the defense off the field. Dropping back, it's Green. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. And the Razorbacks decide to punt it away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Fields the punt and tries to work it the other way. He gets it out to the 17, the cover unit right there to make the stop. Looking for space, it's Edwards. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
You know, defensively, you live by the blitz and you die by the blitz. That time, they dialed it up into the run play, and the linebacker able to make a nice tackle.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Back to pass. On the run, still looking. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be third down.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there, I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. They're in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, and this is why you square your prominent jawline and go straight ahead to get it. Will not get there. A fourth down stop.
Man, first half being that aggressive on your side of the field, that's a different world. Like, you live in the analytics world, and I know people say go for it more often. I don't see the point in going for it on that one early in the game in that situation.
They'll run it from the gun. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Not the start the offense wanted to have. They had to punt the first time out. And here on the opening play of their second drive, they're going backwards. If they're going to run the football, these big guys up front, they've got to do a better job.
The Razorbacks have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. They'll run play action. Unleashes one. Pick off to stop the threat.
Well, the defense came into this one knowing they needed to create takeaways to try to gain as much momentum as they could. Really nice interception on that play. Great job with the eyes by the defender there picking that up.
K-State has the ball back, and the Power Cat offense returns to the field. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on fourth downs, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Johnson wants to throw it. Going to try to pop one on the screen. They get him at the 42, but he picked up 10 there.
Well, they pick up the first down there on the screen. I love the offensive line there, allowing the pass rush to get way up the field. They completely baited their guys, made them think that they got beaten, that they were going to get the sack, and then they sneak the running back screen right in behind them and pick up the first.
You hear about shot plays all the time. Offensive coordinators love to take deep shots down the field. They plan them. They plan when they're going to do them, and I bet you we'll plan to see a few more throughout this game.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. On the ground, it's Edwards.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Some third down conversions tougher than others. This one, a long one on third down from the 43. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. K-State sends the punt team onto the field, ready to boot it away. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. They'll try the run. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Rides to back and leaves it. Just wanted to find a little space to run and ekes out some to get it up to the 21.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing game.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Looking for a man. It's Green. Now adjusting. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. And the Razorbacks will call on their punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. A low-line drive and not his best work. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. And here comes the Kansas State offense back onto the field. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up in an opportunity to get some points. Start thinking about what plays I like, Jesse, as I cross the 50.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there, David, and in this position, they like to take a shot right away and try and capitalize on this field position.
So now it's 2nd and long. Off play action. Keeping his eyes downfield, rolling left. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing the experience this guy has, right? He's so poised that initially he's flushed out of the pocket, nothing's open, and he doesn't panic. He's not throwing it away. He's not sliding early. He just knows where the defense isn't, and he's able to attack that space with his speed and get a positive play.
Looking downfield on first down. Makes the catch. It's Edwards. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here.
Defense has their hands full with this one. I know he's not the biggest guy playing the running back position right now, but they know he's going to be catching it too, and they're going to have to bring this guy down in space. In the passing game, they better make sure they get a lot of hats to the football. They've got their hands full.
Johnson looking to throw. They're working that left side. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab. If they're going to keep covering him like that, they're just going to keep going to it.
Yeah, and it's so hard because you want to stay back and take away the weapons outside to the wide receivers, but when this guy's going to be able to catch the football and he makes plays like this, now I'm going to have to maybe go play more man, bring a guy to him, and not let him get those open touches.
This Kansas State offense is moving quickly down the field. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Looking to fire. Using his legs to buy some time. Headed to the end zone. And he's forced out of bounds close to the goal line, and that shove saved a touchdown.
And he's just proving it time and time again, man. He has that feel. He obviously has the ability to pick up and put him down and go get first downs, but I think the timing of when to scramble.
And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats!
And I tell you what, Reese, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this at the quarterback spot. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. It just dictates too much to the defense. QB runs in for 6.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Duke had an impressive showing at home today, and I know the fans outside Krzyzewskiville are ready for hoops, but pay attention to what's happening on the gridiron too, people. All that speculation all week, and now we know. But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
I love the quick decision the QB made there on that RPO, knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
They're dealing with a second and long. To the ground with the back. Crosses the 30 to the 31 and a 6-yard pickup.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
The Power Cats have powered up the noise to try to help this defense on third down. To the air. It's Green. Got the back over the middle. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's first down at the 38.
I love running the angle route, whether it's on first down, second down, third down. It's a really good route. It's a safe route. Just takes a little bit of timing over the middle of the field. But, hey, again, getting it to a playmaker in space, always winning.
That's caught. It's Green. And they pick up just a few on that completion. You know, sometimes even a short gain like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
And they did not let him get to that first down line. It'll bring up a call here. The offense in its own end, still needing a couple of yards for the first down, but they'll stay out there and go for it on 4th. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Bought a little time, lets it go. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. Johnson wants to throw it. Right on the money.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
The Wildcats can really attack on this 2nd and short. Gonna run it. It's Edwards. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
That's a great individual play, and I love cornerbacks that don't just take pride in covering guys. I like guys that like to put their face in the fan and affect the running game. This dude is physical, and he impacts the defense because of that.
And those guys are really hard to find. A lot of corners, they're smaller. They don't want any part of the physical run game. Nice job sticking his face in there, setting the edge, making the tackle.
Guided out of bounds at the 22. A good play for this offense as they are threatening to score.
And usually when a QB takes off and scrambles, it's because the defense didn't do a great job keeping lane integrity, not keeping him in the pocket, letting him get outside, and then he can do damage. Then it's the next play that you have to play instead of this just the original pass. So defense has got to do a better job of keeping that guy in the pocket.
Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. To the air on 2nd down. Quickly out to the tight end. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
Stopped in the backfield, and this defense has forced him into 4th down. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half. They were unfazed by that earlier 4th down failure and will try for a 2nd time in this one. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Big tight end makes the grab. 1st down, still on his feet. He steps out of bounds, but it'll be enough to give them a 1st and goal.
Well, to heck with being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a chip shot field goal with where they were on that 4th down, but they decide to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
And this is the area of the field where it gets really, really tough. Because the red zone, you know you got to run the football more. Well, this defense is #1 in the nation against the run. So I look for this offense to be more physical, be creative, try to find ways to run the ball against this defense that is so dynamic.
Working that left side now. Touchdown, Kansas State! All that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score.
But how big is that for this offense? Put a nice drive together, get the touchdown, add to this lead already. Everything right now, Palmer, going their way.
Yeah, that was as good a 2-minute type situation as you could have offensively. David, they've got so many weapons on this offense. They practice these situations all the time, and they put it to work here at the end of the 1st half.
Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? To the air, it's Green. Throws to the wideout. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. And they get the takeaway and prevent points from going up just before the end of the half.
Well, that's a huge moment here in the game at the end of the 1st half because the offense is trying to march down the field. They're trying to cut into the opponent's lead. But with that interception and with that return, the defense now, they put their team in an opportunity to pad their lead with more points here at the end of the 1st half.
He's got his man. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. He's pulled down after a tough run, gets it to the 6. The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. Waning seconds of the first half, and they'll try to tack on a 3 before they head to the locker room. No good. Missed the field goal, but still a 2-touchdown lead at 14. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Razorbacks will line up to kick off and start the second half. K-State has the ball back, and the Power Cat offense returns to the field. First play from scrimmage, and they'll keep it on the ground. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
Moves around to clear up the vision. Just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be second down.
Good decision by the QB. You're outside the pocket. You're trying to find an open target. No one's open. Throw it away and live to play another day.
Backed up now. Here's second and long. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wonder maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
Johnson looking to throw. And it's incomplete on third down.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
And the offense with no intention to draw the defense off sides. They want to run on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And they gambled in their own end, and now they give up really good field position.
Yeah, and see, I have no problem being aggressive near midfield. I got no problem whatsoever. You get stuffed, but I think you have to show your team, like, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to continue to try to make it, even in the second half when things are getting tight.
All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Run out of bounds just before he could get it into the end zone, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
No touchdowns yet, but that may change very soon after that long completion by the offense. Really great route, and a nice job of looking that one in. He set his offense up now in the red zone. They're looking to score some points.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Man, it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. Be interested to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
Second and goal, no dice for this offense. If I'm on offense right now, I'm thinking about who are my mismatches? Who are my big bodies out wide that I can throw them the football and they can make a play over top of somebody?
Wants to throw for it on 3rd and goal. Fires to the end zone. And he was going for the touchdown there, and they couldn't make the connection.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. Trailing by multiple possessions in the 3rd and desperately needing a score, they'll go for it on 4th down. Scanning the field, it's Green. Fires into the end zone. And he throws another interception, his 3rd one of the night. Stopped at the 12-yard line, and he wanted that pick 6. He'll have to settle for setting up his offense. And here comes the Kansas State offense back onto the field. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
When you hear about it all the time in football, go for it, be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that 1st down. You could see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
Makes the catch. It's Brown. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. They're going to try to throw for it on 3rd down. He rifles one deep down the middle. Pulls it in down the sideline.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Makes the grab. It's Edwards. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And you gotta love this defensive performance so far. Done such a good job against a running back that you saw last week, man. He can go off. He can make big plays. He can chew some yardage up and keep an offense on schedule. Nice job by this defense locking in and shutting down the run game so far.
Johnson wants to throw it. Setting up the screen. Open space at the 25. Shoved out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 15-yard line, and this offense is doing work.
Great job, too, by the QB there, holding the ball as long as possible, allowing the pass rush to get upfield, and at the very last second, getting it to his guy so that he can go get the 1st down.
Kansas State has it with another 1st and 10. Grabbed in the middle. It's Bradley. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Wants to go up top. Pressure coming. Not a lot of room there. He'll pick up a few before he's forced out of bounds.
And we've seen this several times now. Like, he is more than willing to take off and make plays. And you can tell the defense is starting to adjust a little bit. They see it. They know it's a pass, but they had eyeballs on him. And as soon as he took off, they ran to him, and they made sure they got him on the ground.
And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Wildcats! How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5?
And you see the option being such a pain in the behind of the best programs in college football. When you got quarterbacks that have those multiple options, they're making you play very disciplined, and the QB takes it himself, gets in for the score.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Green. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Looking downfield, it's Green. With the catch, it's Jones. He goes out of bounds just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line, and when you're backed up, execution like that at a premium. Looking to throw on first down. Got a man. It's Washington. Running through contact. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38.
And one of the things I love about this running back is his versatility. He's not just good running the football, but he can catch it as well, and he can make things happen with the ball in his hands. Nice job by the quarterback, getting through the progression, getting it out to his guy, and he does the rest, and that generates a huge play.
And the Razorbacks want to crank the tempo. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Floating away. And it's his fourth interception of the night. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
Coming out of the tunnel in the third quarter, this quarterback now is really struggling with his decision-making. 2 picks here in the third quarter. This looks like Jekyll and Hyde from what we saw in the first half.
Well, and the bad thing is they're going to be in passing situations.
There he goes. To the 43-yard line and a first down for this offense.
Great job by the quarterback, the running back, and the offensive line, really selling pass. That's step one. If you're going to run an effective draw, it's got to look like pass, and then boom, you sneak it right to the running back, gets a big gain, and gets a first down.
Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
It seemed like there may have been a miscommunication there between the QB and receiver, just not on the same page.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. That'll be a gain of about 7, leaves him with 3rd and 3.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
Fired just a little too long as the junior frustrated he missed that connection.
3rd and short like that on your own side of the field, you're just looking for a quick hitter. You're trying to get the ball out of your hand quickly, but the timing completely off there for the offense, and the ball falls incomplete.
Don't even think about sending the special teams out on 4th down and 3. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. At the 20, he's got space. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Kansas State.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And the extra point makes it 28-0.
That makes the score Kansas State 28, Arkansas 0.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. They get him on the ground, and that'll be the final play of this third period. And talk about spreading the ball around, everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive fourth quarter comeback. Final stanza of the game, and we'll start with the first down. Dropping back, it's Green. Fires to the wideout. Wide open downfield. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33.
This guy's gotten off to a good statistical start, guys. With that last completion, he's already now over 1,000 passing yards on the season, and man, you know he's looking for more.
The sure hands, it's Blake. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
You just get the feeling this defense is going to make it hard on them, right? They've got the lead, it's late, and they're going to try to tackle everybody inbounds. Offense is going to have to really work for this and be smart. You got to attack the sidelines. You got to throw first downs. You got to keep this thing moving vertically down the field.
When offenses get first downs like this and they move the sticks and they get some momentum, look at what they do. They put their foot on the gas, run this no huddle, get to the line of scrimmage, and try to capitalize.
And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he's had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches would have pulled their guy by now. I know the guy I played for back in college.
Throws toward the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Razorbacks.
And this offense finally gets something together and gets on the scoreboard. It's not over yet, but this is a good sign, man. They got the positive momentum. See if they can build on this, even though we're in the fourth quarter.
The extra point is good, but they're still down 28-7.
Kansas State 28, Arkansas 7.
He'll bring it out. It's Lockett. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. K-State has the ball back, and the Power Cat offense returns to the field. There have been few obstacles for this offense as they are starting to pull away here in the second half, Jesse.
And this has been a dream game for this play caller, too, right? It's like anything that he's calling is working flawlessly, Dave.
Yeah, it's fun to be the offensive coordinator, but not the defensive coordinator. They have had no answers. It's been an absolutely miserable day trying to solve the riddle of this offense.
Johnson looking to throw. A little release to the back. Trying to give them some room to work with. Stopped just short of the 20. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 19.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football. They play a wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. He works his way to the 21-yard line. Not enough to pick up the first down.
21-yard line. Now, a 4th down.
On 4th down, Kansas State will try to move the chains. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on downs.
That's a gutsy call, and I know the analytics world says to go for it more often, but when you're in your own territory and now you turn the football over to the other team, points are so much easier to get. Obviously, I know, Jesse.
And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Arkansas! When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
14.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And here comes the Kansas State offense back onto the field. That 4th down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on 4th down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. And the defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before. So you got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs, brand new drive. Let's go out and execute, put some points on the board.
Grab behind the line. It's Irvin. He picks up 4. That'll leave them with 3rd and 6. Well, he made the grab, but the doors closed quickly after that.
And I like this. I want to find my running back, but, man, he's got to do a little more damage after the catch. I need a stiff arm. I need a spin move. I need something where he can make that guy miss and pick up a bunch of yards and maybe get it.
He's got it on the left.
Well, it really just feels like they are trying to make a statement to everybody in college football. They've got a lead, they've got it late, and they are still putting it on this defense. They are still letting it fly. They're airing it out, trying to light up this scoreboard.
Kansas State back at it after picking up the first down. Johnson wants to throw it. Swings it out to the flat. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Yeah, nice job on the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch, and he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job on the D.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. They'll run it from the gun. Turning it on! And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Wildcats! They extend the lead here in the fourth, and after stumbling early, about to push their record to 3-1. On to attempt to try. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the fourth. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Anthony. Stopped at the 26, brought it out in the end zone, picked up an extra yard. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. They'll start this drive with a pass. Pulls it in. It's Brown. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one. The Razorbacks want to move quickly.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast. They want to crank up the tempo.
Picked up some yardage on the ground. Now here comes second down.
And you're seeing the offense now mix up the tempos. After a successful run, they're now going hurry up.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. And the Razorbacks are at the line trying to move the sticks on third and short. To the air, it's Green. He finds a dead spot in the middle. They'll move the chains. Good execution on third down. They've got it at the 41. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. Wants to throw on first down. He's going to throw deep right side. And he pulls it in inside the 15-yard line.
Man, you got to like these last 2 plays by this offense. You understand, you're in a deficit. You've got to score multiple times to get back in this football game. Nice job pushing the ball down the field, making explosive plays. They're going to need more of it, and they're going to need it fast.
Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. Second down, they'll go to the air. Looking for the score. Touchdown, Razorbacks. Fired in from the red zone for the score.
Nice job by the offense going down the field, putting points on the board, but you're still down a couple possessions. Still need some good things to happen. You need your kicker to go over there and get warmed up. We need an onside. We need to score some points. We need a lot of things to go right to win this football game.
Here comes the 2-point try. He'll set up to throw. Under fire. That pass is incomplete.
Well, head coach obviously decided it was best to go for 2 points right there. They didn't get it, and you just wonder if chasing the points is going to hurt this team later in the game.
They were ready for the onside kick and executed